of the two sides. Steve Guppy's out for Celtic. His back injury lets in Alan Thompson for only his third start of the season. Thompson, the only survivor from the shadow side, which completed the demolition of Suduva in the UEFA Cup. Everyone else is well rested, but how much, I wonder, Sandy, will Celtic miss long-term absentee Johan Mjalby?
I think that's a big miss for Celtic, there's no question about that. When you look at the Celtic team, for me the question is going to be how will Valgaeren, Balde and Laursen cope with the three-pronged Rangers attack today. Will Momo, Sylla or Thompson have to fall back to make into a four? Only time will tell. But when you look at the other end of the park, Henrik Larsson, over that so-called crisis, back scoring goals, and he will try to add to his goal-scoring tally today.
Ronald de Boer has passed another fitness test on his troublesome knee, and Rangers' top scorer takes his customary place. The other big question was who played right back. The answer is Maurice Ross in place of Kevin Muscat.
Yep, the Rangers for me a strong team again. The middle of the park is going to be a vital area. In there you've got Ricksen, Ferguson, Arteta. Those three, they're young, talented. It's an excellent balance. And if these three perform as they have been, then Rangers can control this vital area of the match.
It's the first Old Firm match of the season. It's live on BBC Scotland. It won't settle anything as far as the title is concerned, but it could give an important indication as to who will pick up the big prize at the end of the season. Fernando Ricksen, apt to boil over in this sort of atmosphere. Twice he's been red-carded in Old Firm matches, but he's been a bundle of energy in the midfield for Rangers so far this campaign. Arthur Numan. Played up for Ronald de Boer. Shot to Arveladze. Valgaeren heads it away. Good link-up immediately between de Boer and Arveladze. They know each other's play so well. And a good start too by Alan Thompson. Arveladze down for Arteta. Driving through the midfield. It was a good challenge from Paul Lambert, which held him up. But it's Lambert again. Full of competition. Full of commitment. The Celtic captain, the Scotland captain. Alan Thompson, his third start of this campaign. He's had injury problems. And when you're out injured, there's no automatic re-entry to the team. Competition is so great for those midfield places. And Sandy, you've of course sampled this.
I have for the privilege of playing in this type of game, Robin. I tell you what, out in that park it's incredible. The atmosphere is different. There's hatred, to say the least, from a certain element of both supporters, and it's something you don't like, but it's part and parcel of this fixture.
It will always be with it, won't it? The sectarian chants and, as Sandy said, pure hatred that pervades this atmosphere. And that's a mistake by Maurice Ross, which sets up Stilian Petrov waiting for Henrik Larsson's one. And for once, it didn't quite come off between those pair, whose partnership tends to be pretty productive.
That's a real chance for Celtic. Maurice Ross, that's the second time early in the match he's given the ball away. Petrov so sharp. Larsson's on his bike again, tried to play the pass, but good covering from Amoruso there to clear the danger.
Here is Maurice Ross. He has sampled the Old Firm atmosphere before. He's no newcomer to this fixture, and despite his 21 years, he's putting together a fair bit of experience, but he's being tested out in these opening stages.
It's important Maurice Ross settles down now. He is a good player, he's very composed on the ball, and I can understand why Alan McCann is playing him today. But that's a pure start from him. He's got to get composure back.
The hold-up work by Ronald de Boer. Support from Ricksen. And Neil Lennon doing the defending. And in recent weeks, it looks as if Neil Lennon and Paul Lambert recovering their form, the high standards they've set for themselves. 5 in or around the box for Rangers for Ross's throw. One is Ricksen. Arteta's header. Out wide for Maurice Ross. Barry Ferguson, the captain. Lorenzo Amoruso's fan club, not here in big numbers by the sounds of it. Chance given away by Larsson. Looks a little bit nervous. Mikel Arteta. Now Barry Ferguson, those two combine so well. Ricksen. Ronald de Boer, good touch, good footwork, good strength as well. That's Balde. And a brave header from Sylla and Petrov. Ferguson's boot was high and might well have been an advantage there.
Certainly looked an advantage for me. I'm sure the referee could have played on, but certainly Derek Ferguson's caught him in the head. But good start from Rangers. They're passing the ball very well, especially middle to front.
Rangers get the benefit of the decision. It's their throw. A lofty challenge from Chris Sutton. A point between these two at the top of the Scottish Premier League at kick-off. And Rangers in that unusual position in the last couple of years of being in pole position, and Celtic playing catch-up. Rob Douglas with his first real involvement. Jos Valgaeren left it to him. And he'll be in goals for Scotland next weekend in Reykjavik. Larsson, short with his layoff. Barry Ferguson anticipated it. He's lost it now to Paul Lambert. Movement up ahead from Sylla. And good handling from Stefan Klos. Nobody really there for Celtic.
No support play, but a good break from Celtic going forward. Sylla keeping himself onside, fired the ball across the box. Bit of a lot of options here, but an easy one for Stefan Klos.
That was really Larsson, putting himself above Ronald de Boer. It's Larsson's first taste of this Old Firm match, and no matter how experienced you are, nerves play a part. That's a good touch from de Boer. Releases Ricksen. Now Arteta! His first Old Firm game, his first Old Firm goal. 6 minutes played, Rangers ahead.
Really, Rob Douglas will be disappointed when he sees this one. Good play from de Boer. Linking with Ricksen, tried his shot, but Arteta following that good midfield support play. Oh, Rob Douglas will be really disappointed when he sees that one. Should have saved it. Arteta's caught it reasonably well, but the goalkeeper's got to save that one.
Yeah, it's got to go down as a big blunder, this, by Rob Douglas. It wasn't the hardest shot you've ever seen. And Alec McLeish exultant as that went through the keeper from Arteta. And Rangers are ahead. They're ahead in the league. They're ahead on this Sunday afternoon at Celtic Park. What a start. That's a mistake, though, by Stefan Klos, which, thankfully for him, goes unpunished. And at the other end, you have to say that is a mistake by Rob Douglas. He really should have got his body behind the shot, but it squirmed underneath him and into the net. And it's the Rangers fans who are currently making all the noise. That's Balde. And Valgaeren. Sutton's lay off for Petrov. And Thompson supplies some width. Inside Ross on his right foot. And that's a waste. Got himself into a great position, Thompson, but didn't deliver with the final ball.
He had more time. That's a disappointing aspect. His left foot's obviously stronger, but he's sold Morris Ross to dummy here. He's cut inside, he's got loads of time there. He can pick his option, and really, that's a poor delivery.
Short of much, as you'd have to say, in Alan Thompson's favour. Short of sharpness, possibly. But he's been a big performer in Old Firm matches gone by in the last couple of years. That was Sylla. That was Numan. Peter Lovenkrands still grounded after Sylla's challenge for the high ball. Peter Lovenkrands could be in trouble here, holding the small of his back.
It's a painful one. It's a challenge between Sylla and Lovenkrands. High in the air, and Momo certainly won the ball. Lovenkrands paying the price for that one. It's a clear challenge. No question of a free kick.
There's a chance to catch our breath, and it's a chance to find out what's happening in the technical area. Check.
Yeah, well, Martin O'Neill is actually having a bit of a powwow at the moment at the dugout area with John Roberts and Steve Walford, while Lovenkrands gets that treatment. He's been urging Paul Lambert to get himself more in the game, Rob. We had a little word with him a minute or two ago, and I can tell you the Celtic players wind themselves up with playing madness tapes in the dressing room before the kick-off.
Madness is a word that can readily be applied to this fixture. But Rangers well happy with the start, 1-0 up. Sutton tries to spark Celtic. Ricksen's header, that's Ferguson, did well against Sutton's challenge. It was a very clever, controlled header, and he had to keep his eye on the ball because Chris Sutton was all over him.
Barry Ferguson showed lots of composure that time. Knew exactly what he was trying to do. He was playing the ball back to Stefan Klos, and Chris Sutton certainly late with the challenge. Watching the early part of the game, Rob, the Rangers front three are certainly causing problems, especially the Boer and Arveladze. They're coming short, and the Celtic back three are not sure whether to go with them or hold the line.
And as if on cue, good movement from De Boer, making himself available for the pass from Ross. And now Ron De Boer has it back. Big time experience, of course, with Ajax and Barcelona. A big time player, and he is delivering for Rangers this season with 7 goals already. Did his best to get Rangers through on Thursday night in the UEFA Cup. It was Ross, and he was caught late. Alan Thompson got there as soon as he could.
I think it's a sore one. Thompson's late, there's no question. I think he actually tried to draw his foot back there, but there's no question if Ross doesn't do the high hurdles, he's certainly going to catch him and make it very painful.
Yeah, Colin Jackson would have been proud of that. A bit of high hurdling, but couldn't quite get out of the way of the Thompson challenge, which was not malicious, but it was reckless, badly timed, and a yellow card for his troubles. 5 in the box for Rangers, Moore and Amoruso among them. Arteta's delivered with pace, but not beyond Lennon. There's Morris Ross, won it well for Arveladze. And Morris Ross unlucky that his pass there didn't hit the target, so Mikel Arteta.
It was actually a pure free kick from Arteta. His delivery is normally so good.
Chested down by Sutton. Celtic still to settle. It was Sylla preferred in that right wing back berth to Didier Agathe, who's on the bench. Good pressure on Valgaeren from De Boer, which lets in Lovenkrands. Not one of his better efforts, way beyond Arveladze.
That's marvellous from Ronald De Boer there. You talk about so-called superstar players, but he worked so hard there to win the ball back, forced the error, and Lovenkrands picked up the loose ball.
There's Thompson. Still in, Petrov made the run. Fernando Ricksen went with them. A bold move. Good running from the midfield. He does it all the time, still in Petrov. But credit there to Fernando Ricksen. He matched him all the way.
He's got great enthusiasm in the middle of the park, Fernando Ricksen. I think people actually tend to forget he's a decent footballer as well. He's not all about aggression, winning the ball. When he gets the ball, he'll make a decent pass.
And I think Alec McLeish is happy with a blend to in midfield with the energy of Ricksen alongside the more composed play of Ferguson and Arteta. It's working well. Sylla full of running. So is Barry Ferguson. Never troubled there for pace.
Good play from Ferguson. Sylla, I'll tell you, I know he's very, very quick, and Barry managed to match him all the way there. He made a good tackle.
That's Jos Valgaeren's view of the penalty box. In for Sutton, back for Lambert, prods it forward to Larsson. Sutton, Lambert it was who took a knock. Rangers on the counter. Balde stayed cool, but Lambert still on the deck. Inside the Rangers penalty box. Play goes on. It's out now. The Celtic skipper not one to go to ground unless he really has to.
I think it was a 50-50 challenge inside the box. Certainly no danger of a penalty kick. Both players going for the ball. You see it here. It's Lovenkrands and Lambert. Certainly not deliberate. There was certainly contact made, but I don't think there's any way the referee can give a penalty kick there.
Peter Lovenkrands obviously thought he did treatment, so why not somebody else? It's Paul Lambert's turn now, and looked to catch him on the Achilles, back of the leg certainly. But Paul Lambert won't fancy coming off one little bit. Martin O'Neill needs him there. Paul Lambert is one of the most experienced Old Firm player on the pitch, and that he started 23 of these encounters. And one thing you know about him is you're going to get 100% every time. Larsson's throw. Ferguson's clearance. Only Ronald de Boer up. Good defending from Balde. Valgaeren to Lambert. Hustled out of it by Arveladze and Ferguson. Now the goal scorer, Mikel Arteta. Rangers have settled well to this. They've got the boost of the early goal, and they're beginning to push the ball around with a little bit of confidence. And at the moment it's Celtic who are doing the chasing. Arthur Numan for Peter Lovenkrands, and Jos Valgaeren read it.
That's an area of the pitch where there's a real problem for Celtic. Tommy Lovenkrands is playing between Valgaeren and Momo Sylla. We'll get the right one, especially it's Peter Lovenkrands, obviously. That's an old connection. But he's playing in that area in between both, and they can't decide who's going to pick him up. And it's caused them lots of problems at the back.
Nearly 16 minutes played of the first Old Firm match of the season. And it's Rangers who've hit the front. They've had the bulk of the possession, and the most important stat is the scoreline. Remember, you can vote for your man of the match. You can win a DVD player or a shirt signed by your favourite Premier League player. 0900 10 225 by telephone. Texting on 07736 600 600. Will it be Mikel Arteta, or will it be somebody else? A long time to go. Good clearance from Craig Moore, which finds Lovenkrands. Good first time passing. Has it back with the young Dane. And it's given away this time by Numan. Lorenzo Amoruso doing the covering. Not too much defending for Rangers to do so far.
Rangers have certainly been more possession going forward rather than the back end, and Amoruso and Moore have not been tested at all so far.
Jos Valgaeren with the ability to hurl the ball well into the area. Defended pretty well by Numan. Misjudged by Lovenkrands. Valgaeren fires it in, Amoruso fires it away. Composed play from Arteta. Could have just heaved that ball downfield, but chose to pick out a pass. Meantime, Momo Sylla was late on Lovenkrands. Paddy Ferguson has his say.
There's no argument there at all. Lovenkrands has played the pass, and Momo Sylla just left his leg and his body in there, and Lovenkrands taken completely out of the game. Justified yellow card.
And it's early on to be getting bookings for Celtic. Now Sylla and Thompson, both the wing-backs, have got cautions against their names, so they now have to beware as they go into later in the match challenges. And he's getting plenty of physio time, Peter Lovenkrands. McLeish keeping a close eye. Amoruso's free kick, aimed at Arveladze, won by Larsson. Thompson, that's given away. Straight at Morris Ross. Ricksen. Shot at Arveladze, the former Ajax player. Arthur Numan, who returned to the side in the midweek European tie. Rangers inviting Celtic to come and get it. Numan's flick. The head of De Boer releases Lovenkrands. Sylla goes with him. And in fact the offside flag was up.
That was close. But another feature of the match so far, after Numan and Morris Horst, they've got acres of space to receive the ball and build up attacks from Rangers. I feel sorry for Chris Sutton and Henrik Larsson at the moment. There's absolutely no service to them at all.
Sutton the target. It was Amoruso who muscled him out of it. Lennon won that 50-50 against shot at Arveladze. No free kick. Thompson's delivery. Amoruso's there. Bodies are tumbling in the box. One was Fernando Ricksen. That's a free kick. And that's in a pretty inviting position for Celtic. The back-to-back champions looking to hit back with an equaliser. And this offers them every opportunity. Klos hasn't lost a goal in his last 6 league games. 7 weeks ago at Easter Road, the last time he was beaten in the league. Petrov is behind the ball. And Larsson right over it. And Thompson there too. It's Larsson, and it's comfortable for Klos. Not played in with enough pace or direction.
On target, I think is the best I can say about this one. Absolutely no pace in the ball whatsoever. A keeper, as I would say, for Stefan Klos.
Subtitles will hopefully appear for that one.
Especially in Germany.
Foul given against Arteta. Lennon might feel fortunate about that. He really dallied on the ball, and Arteta wasn't going to allow him any time. Valgaeren, Lambert, Sylla. Good play from Sylla, shakes off Lovenkrands. Ricksen's there, but that falls for Thompson. His cross. Craig Moore determined defending. That was a very loose header from Fernando Ricksen, which almost played Rangers into trouble. Craig Moore to the rescue. Petrov, crunching challenge, and a foul against Moore.
I've got to say, I'm surprised that's not a yellow card. When you see the 2 Celtic yellow cards, Craig Moore's very, very late coming in there. No chance of getting the ball, just took himself right through Petrov. That's a sore one.
A big performer in Old Firm matches, Petrov, a prolific goal scorer. And he might just fancy himself with this one. Petrov's shot blocked by De Boer in the wall. Now Sylla, good hit. Struck it well, but it was straight at Stefan Klos. Not much chance of beating him there.
Better from Celtic. First shot again, didn't manage to break the wall, but good forceful play after that. Sylla hit the target, but again, Stefan Klos easily down to that one.
At one end of the pitch and now back down to the other for Sylla. It's a hard shift. Amoruso's header. Advantage being played. Boer back to Klos. That was Laursen. Ricksen battling with Petrov. And that's given away by Ulrich Larsson. A hefty challenge from Balde on De Boer, who squared up to each other. Shrugged aside De Boer by Balde. I think if De Boer's going to pick a fight, he might have picked the wrong guy. And he's going to take action, Stuart Dougal.
De Boer pushed Balde away with both hands. Just puts his hands on his chest and pushes him away. It'll be interesting to see what Stuart Dougal, what colour of card he produces here.
Words of explanation first from the referee. The first real flashpoint in the match. Yellow for Balde, yellow for De Boer.
I think that's fair. There was a wee bit of afters. Certainly there's a challenge, and a little bit late from the back there. You can see Bobo Balde. He's just made sure that Ronald De Boer went to ground, knocked him over. De Boer not happy with it. De Boer, there you go. Handbags at 50 paces.
Thompson, well stopped by Arveladze. Counter-attacking possibility here for Rangers. Looping round the outside is Arteta. Laursen won it, but it's back with Ferguson. Now Ricksen. Ferguson finds some room. Clever pass to Arveladze. Now looks for support. Well won by Lennon. Arveladze wanted too much time. And that's wild from Amoruso.
It's a poor pass from Lorenzo. He'll be disappointed in that one.
In Larsson against Lorenzo Amoruso. Arthur Numan's there. In comes Lennon. A hefty challenge on Petrov, but he lays it back to Sutton, whose shot was deflected. The Celtic players reckoned that should have been a penalty.
I think they've got a claim that time. Looked to me as if there's real contact inside the box. Lennon here up for a challenge with Craig Moore, but certainly Fernando Ricksen's elbow in the back of still in Petrov.
Yep, and his boot was up as well. Alan Thompson's corner kick came off Barry Ferguson's header. Valgaeren's there. Ferguson there as well. De Boer works it onto Arveladze. Good play between the pair. Petrov's there and Arteta. Arveladze. And that's given away by Fernando Ricksen. Poor distribution from the midfield. Well, 4 yellow cards inside the first 25 minutes. That's Ferguson's touch, and again off Lambert. Arteta. And for once, one of his passes goes astray. Chick Martin O'Neill not happy with that decision from Stuart Dougal about the penalty.
No, the entire Celtic bench not happy, Rob. In fact, Dougie McDonald had to the fourth official, had to have a word with Mark O'Neill and John Robertson just to calm them down a little bit. They obviously felt it was a penalty kick.
It certainly was a rash challenge by Fernando Ricksen, and might well have been punished with a penalty.
Certainly seen them given, there's no question about that. The last 5 or 6 minutes or so, the balance of players changed a little bit. Celtic are starting to turn the screw and put the Rangers back 4 under a bit of pressure.
The Boer's flick. Lennon's there. Hoisted forward by Larsson over the head of Moore. Amoruso's there. Ross all the way back. But Stefan Klos struggling to prevent that going behind, and well, he did so well. Ends up with a goal kick. After that header from Ross, put his goalkeeper in all sorts of problems.
He had to be quick. No slight, Stefan Klos there had to get across the box and make sure that the corner kick wasn't given away.
2 hat-tricks in the last 4 games for Henrik Larsson, his last 3 games, and well, his goal-scoring record is phenomenal. That's Petrov. That's De Boer. Rangers working hard. To Sutton. And Thompson. Corner kick off Craig Moore. And how will Rangers cope with this set piece? Up go Larsson. And Valgaeren and Balde in from Petrov, and everyone's missed it.
It's a decent delivery from Stilian Petrov. You always worry about the Rangers' smaller defenders against the big Celtic guys, Balde, Sutton, etc. Laursen in there. The good defender from Rangers, holding the ground.
Inside the 30th minute at Celtic Park. 1-0 Rangers. If you've just joined us, where have you been? It's compelling as ever. And a clash between Lennon and Ricksen. He's always likely to be involved, isn't he? And he's in trouble again. Twice Fernando Ricksen has been red-carded in this full-blooded fixture.
I've got to say I'm a little bit surprised at that one. I think it was certainly a free kick, no doubt about that, but I think it was more the reaction of Neil Lennon that eventually made up Stuart Dougal's mind here. Certainly going for the ball, but if you watch Lennon here, Ricksen said a little go as well. Justified. Yeah, the boots were flying there. It's difficult to tell sometimes how much control they've got over them. He caught Lennon with his boots. Thompson's free kick. Up goes Balde, up went Amoruso as well. And it's a Rangers throw. He's always involved, isn't he? He's never finished a match here, funnily enough. He was once subbed after a little more than 20 minutes here by Dick Advocaat, and twice he's been red-carded. I wonder if he'll see the final whistle. Well, he's a much more mature player now, and hopefully he's learned from the experience. The last thing you want to see is any player seeing a red card in this type of fixture. Larsson, good challenge from Maurice Ross, very quickly in on Chris Sutton. It's been impressive from Rangers so far. And Thompson. And Lennon. Petrov. Stilian Petrov with a chance. It's blocked by Amoruso. Brilliant defending. Just as Stilian Petrov looked as if he was going to square the game. That's real quality from Lorenzo Amoruso. Rangers have been so disappointed here. Petrov selling 3 dummies at the one time. But Amoruso, that's what defending's all about. Getting across there, recognising the danger, and getting his foot in to clear the ball. For Sutton, the target. Tumbles over Ricksen, who was on the ground. Balde. Sylla's pass comes off Numan, and Celtic again heading in their own direction. That's Thompson. Larsson, good turn. Tackle from the back by Maurice Ross was unpunished, but Barry Ferguson does concede a free kick. This is the third set piece that Celtic have had from just about exactly the same position. Can they make this one count against a goalkeeper who's hard to beat? Larsson having a look, and again it's straight at Klos. I think you give Stefan Klos credit for getting his angles right, well positioned properly, and when you look at that free kick, every Rangers player back inside the 18-yard box, they're desperate to hold on to this lead. Balde's header, guided back by Thompson to Laursen, and now Lennon. Ball for Sutton, it's beyond him. A lot of jostling going on there with Craig Moore when the ball was in the air. Larsson unsure with the header. Balde perfectly certain about the second one.
Rangers have done well so far, Sandy. Can they keep it up, bearing in mind how much they put into Thursday night?
What's happened now? They've stopped passing the ball. They've stopped getting the ball to Arveladze and the Boer through the middle. And because of that, the game's been played in the Rangers half. The ball keeps coming straight back on top of the Rangers defenders at the moment.
Check what's Alec McLeish saying.
Well, a moment or two ago he was having a word with Arveladze. Actually, I think he was worried about Arveladze's work rate. Certainly seems to have picked up since then. Robbie's got himself more into the game, and I think that was the message. But I tell you what, it's bedlam down here. How the players can hear anything from the managers is beyond me.
Alec McLeish unbeaten in Old Firm matches, 2 cup wins, 2 league draws. Can he maintain that streak through this game? It's 2.5 years since Rangers have won here at Celtic Park. And Rod Wallace scored the only goal on that occasion. Martin O'Neill hasn't lost an Old Firm fixture in the league at Celtic Park. Good pass finds Alan Thompson. And again it's good defending from Lorenzo Amoruso. The happy habit of being in the right place at the right time.
It certainly had to be again there. Suddenly there's gaps appearing in the Rangers back four, especially that right hand side if the Rangers are defending.
Balde for Sutton. Good pass. Lennon gets involved in the build-up. Alan Thompson against Maurice Ross, and that's a well-judged challenge from the 21-year-old Scotland international. Thompson tries again through the legs of Ross this time. In for Larsson, came off Numan. Now Sylla trying to get beyond Lovenkrands. The Dane did well. Great play from Petrov. And who's there? You guessed it, Amoruso. Plays with his heart in his sleeve. And he's defended very impressively so far. Lambert's throw. Numan got there. Ricksen forces it further away. Valgaeren heads it down for Lennon. Really, Laursen, one of 3 players on the pitch, sampling this Old Firm atmosphere for the first time. Arteta and Sylla, the other ones. Arteta certainly didn't take long to enjoy it. And an angry reaction there from Chris Sutton, lashing out after the free kick had been given against Craig Moore. Temper's getting slightly frayed. Maybe more than slightly. Neil Lennon's over it. Numan first there. And Ricksen. Well, he was under no great pressure and he nods it behind and gives away a corner kick, and Stefan Klos furious with him.
Real pressure from Celtic at the moment, throwing high balls into the box. And Rangers are having to defend really well, and so far they're managing to do that you can feel the goal coming from Celtic.
Can Celtic hit back before half-time? Alan Thompson's delivery, up comes Klos, punches it away, and it's Fernando Ricksen who completes the clearance. Arveladze, not much involved in recent times. De Boer over the top for Peter Lovenkrands. It bounces away from him and through to Rap Douglas. Larsson, Sutton, following his own flick. That's De Boer, playing very deep, Ronald De Boer. Larsson turns away from Moore's challenge. Chris Sutton on the end of the cross. But it was pretty well defended as Rangers now try to push out. Arveladze against Valgaeren. Belgian success against the Georgian striker. Thompson had to get that pass away as Ferguson moved in, and Thompson still down. Sylla's cross. Larsson! Something special from Larsson has Celtic back on level terms. His 14th goal of the season is an absolute beauty. It's 1-1 at Celtic Park.
Absolutely brilliant. It's the only way you can describe that one. It starts with the pass. Laursen digging the ball to Sylla. Takes his time. Ball in the box. Larsson back to goal. Crainey at the side of it. What a turn. And you won't see a better goal than that. Klos, absolutely no chance.
And that's the first goal Klos has lost since the middle of August in the league. And it's an absolute beauty. His 171st Celtic goal. He's only played 218 games. It is an unbelievable strike rate. And it took a special goal to square this game at 1-1.
It's been coming. The last 10-15 minutes, Celtic have put continual pressure on the Rangers defence, and that man Larsson, that's real quality.
Suddenly Celtic Park has come alive again in terms of the home support. Sylla has moved over to the left side. And then Thompson. And Sylla gets it back. He's away from Boris Ross. Well, should he have had a free kick? He reckons so, but Stuart Dougal says goal kick.
I think in Ross's favour, the ball's maybe out the park before there's contact made. I think the referee got that one right.
I wondered whether Sylla was going to catch this, Sandy. I thought he might just have done. But it goes against the former St Johnstone player.
I think what actually happened is he tried to ride the tackle, tried to get his leg over and lost his balance because of that. If he kept going, I think Ross would have made contact and any free kick could have been awarded.
Tried to get his leg over, can we say that? On a Sunday afternoon. The Celtic fans ecstatic. Larsson's equaliser after Arteta and fired Rangers in front, and no one will be more relieved than Rob Douglas that Celtic are back on terms, because he will not look back with too much pleasure on the goal which gave Rangers the lead. Lennon is ever scrapping in the midfield, he loves it.
Celtic are now winning all the 50-50 challenges, and that's why they're in the ascendancy.
Well, that 50-50 was won by Lorenzo Amoruso, but illegally, says Stuart Dougal. He was climbing all over Chris Sutton, and the free kick goes against him. But it's an all-action tussle between those two. Celtic visibly lifted by the equaliser. And then Thompson looking for any glimmer of a chance to get the ball into the box. Now Lambert. So Lambert's cross, Arthur Numan's there. Now Ricksen chasing. It's not a good header. And Sylla's back heel came off Lovenkrands. And Celtic with a spring in their step. The live match from BBC Scotland, 43 minutes played. Celtic 1, Rangers 1. Lambert's cross off Ricksen, corner kick, and a chance for Celtic to throw the heavy artillery forward again.
I'm sure that'll happen. There's no question, Rangers are absolutely rattled at the moment. Alan McLeish, I'm sure, can't wait for half-time to get his team settled down.
Right into the danger area from Thompson. And it was really Larsson at the back post who would love to mark his Old Firm debut with a goal, but he couldn't really get an awful lot of control on this header.
Again, it's a decent delivery. And Larsson there, it's a good challenge from Boris Ross, enough to put him off.
20 seconds left of the first 45 minutes. 2 minutes will be played on the back of regulation time. So not much more than 3 minutes remaining of the first half at Celtic Park. As usual, it's blink and you'll miss something. Larsson to Lambert. Now Sutton. Henrik Larsson again, and Stefan Klos gets there first this time. And I think Rangers will be happy to get to the interval at 1-1.
There's no doubt about that. To Henrik Larsson again there, almost onto that one, so sharp. But Stefan Klos managing to match the pace of Larsson there, getting to the ball first.
We're inside the 45th minute. Raking delivery from Thompson, picks out Chris Sutton. Larsson disappointed with his pass. Lovenkrands cleared.
Celtic don't want half-time to come. They're playing so well now that they'll want to get in front before the break.
Celtic need to win to get back on top of the league. Rangers with a 1-point advantage pre-kickoff. Arteta with a quick free kick. Ronald de Boer's pass doesn't find its way through. Rangers have lost their way since the opening stages. Sutton's knocked down for Larsson. Holds off Amoruso, holds off Ferguson. Gets his pass away to Thompson. Craig Moore with the header. Lambert calms things down with a clever pass to Larsson. Lofted in for Chris Sutton. He was climbing on the back of Lorenzo Amoruso.
No question about this one. High looping ball into the box, and Sutton's all over the top of Amoruso there. I think you give Celtic lots of credit for the last 20 minutes or so. They could have been down and out in this game. Rangers were controlling play all over the park, but they've worked so hard to get back in the match. It takes a lot of character to do that. And I'm sure Martin will be delighted with this, the last 25 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of character and a lot of courage from Celtic, but Alec McLeish wants his team playing the way they started the match, and he'll have a lot to say during the half-time chat in the away dressing room about getting Rangers forward again, because laterally they've been having to soak up an awful lot of pressure. And if anyone's going to get their noses in front at the moment, it would seem to be Celtic. Just 20 seconds of stoppage time to play at the end of the first half, which has flown by. Klos takes his time before clearing. Half-time in the first Old Firm match of the season. And what a start from Mikel Arteta, who fired Rangers in front, although Rob Douglas has to play a part in that opening goal because the shot from Arteta went right through the keeper. Rangers were in front and playing well. They started so well. Celtic gradually battled their way back into it. And it was no more than they deserved when Henrik Larsson, who's just run through the frame, equalised with the sort of goal which really only he can score. One touch to get control with his right foot, and a vicious strike with his left peg to hook the ball away from Stefan Klos, and Celtic were back on terms. Bert Konterman running through the picture there. He's on for Craig Moore. Chick, explain.
Well, there's an injury for Craig Moore. That's the one change being made at half-time. There's Bert Konterman, who will start the second half. Now, Celtic are making no changes, but I believe, Rob, they are worried about Thompson, who's carrying an injury. They don't know if he'll stay out the 90 minutes, and therefore they've told the substitutes to warm up. John Hartson was out warming up just a few moments ago, so expect a change in the Celtic team, Thompson, at some stage in the second half.
Yeah, it's only the third match that Thompson has started for Celtic, so might not see too much more of him in this Old Firm match. Craig Moore off for Rangers and Bert Konterman on, so that settled defensive partnership centrally for Rangers. Moore and Amoruso is broken up. and that is sure to give Celtic encouragement.
That's right, Konterman hasn't had the best of games apparently Thursday night, so there's a real bit of pressure on him today, but he's an experienced player, he's a Dutch internationalist, and he's got Lorenzo Amoruso beside him, so hopefully Lorenzo, from Rangers' point of view, will talk him through the second half.
Second half underway. Celtic 1, Rangers 1. Arteta and Larsson, the goal scorers. One scoring his first Old Firm goal, and Henrik Larsson there getting number 11 against Rangers. He has been Rangers' worst nightmare in the last few years, keeping up this amazing scoring rate. Jos Valgaeren, Paul Lambert taking up a good position. Bert Konterman, a miscue on the header. I don't think that was where he was intending that to go. Corner kick conceded.
I don't think Konterman, to be fair on him, had a lot of choice there. He's not sure who's behind him, and rather than take a chance, the right thing to do is put it out of the park.
It's just the second game that Bert Konterman has started, the first being Thursday night in Europe. Thompson's corner kick. Stefan Klos got the merest of touches on that. Chased out by Balde, and chased out as well by Amoruso.
Celtic are such a threat at set pieces. Stefan Klos is not the biggest, and invariably has to punch rather than catch.
And could be under more pressure here from Larsson's throw. But the whistle is gone for a free kick against Balde. Backing into Amoruso. Some respite for Rangers, and they need it. The second half starting the way the first half ended.
Rangers have to make sure they hold the ball up front. Arveladze and the Boer, we lost them for 20 minutes or so there. They have to take possession of the ball and make sure they let Rangers, the defence, off the hook a little bit. There's far too much pressure on them at the moment.
More substitution news, check.
Yeah, Rangers are going to switch things, Rob. Peter Lovenkrands will be coming off and he'll be replaced by Neil McCann, so presumably a straight switch.
Yeah, fresh legs as well. Neil McCann, who came on as a sub and scored against Žižkov on Thursday. Not too much longer on the pitch for Lovenkrands, who's been such an amazing player in these Old Firm matches. And no free kick for him there. Bangs the ground in anger, Lovenkrands. But he has the ball again. And Numan. And back from Ferguson. Lovenkrands again, poor pass. Ricksen. De Boer. Good touch from Balde. He was heading for Ferguson. Konterman to Ross. Just a few subs appearances for Bert Konterman prior to Thursday night. And Celtic will be looking to put pressure on him. And having equalised, Celtic will now want to go on and win the game. Lovenkrands. Back from De Boer. Arthur Numan. Well, he did score a spectacular Old Firm goal back in March in the 1-1 draw at Ibrox, but not that time for Numan. And Neil McCann prepares to come on. And this will be encouraging news for Bertie Vogts as well, because remember, Scotland play in Reykjavik next weekend. It's live on BBC Scotland, and Neil McCann in the squad, and the more action he can get, the better for Vogts.
We need as many good players next week as we can, Rob, and Neil McCann certainly comes into that category. And Lovenkrands today hasn't really performed at all. He certainly took one or two heavy knocks early part of the game, but Neil McCann's a very able replacement, certainly not short of pace either.
Yeah, I noticed Lovenkrands had his hand on the small of his back as he went off. That's always a sign to the supporters saying it's a knock, that's why I'm coming off. It's not really because I'm not playing well.
That old chestnut.
McCann for Lovenkrands. Konterman for Moore. Two changes in quick time for Rangers at the start of the second half. Celtic as they were. First touch from McCann. And all the way back from the skipper. Up goes to Boer, up went Valgaeren as well to win it. Ricksen's pass is poor, intercepted by Lennon. Thompson's pass. Amoruso chose to play it, and he was right, because Henrik Larsson loitering with intent. Free kick given again, shot to Arveladze for his challenge on Ulrik Larsson. Thompson for Larsson. That's a good cutout by Konterman. It was heading for Sutton. Foul on Arveladze by Larsson.
Rangers have to get back to start to passing the ball again. They've got to get through the middle of the park. Every time they play the ball long, high in the air, it's really easy for the Celtic defenders to pick up the high balls.
Numan to McCann. Across came Valgaeren. He got just enough on it to squeeze the ball out. Sensing the threat from the Scotland winger. McCann back to Numan. Arveladze couldn't get there. Ricksen might well have done if he'd got a better touch. If he could have killed the ball there, there was a chance of getting a shot in on goal. Rangers being closed down all over the pitch and forced to play the ball back the way. Petrov's header finds Lambert. Lennon alongside him. Gets it back from Larsson. Good football from Celtic. Now Petrov. And Thompson. Pretty well defended though by Amoruso. Got himself between Thompson and the ball. Felt he was fouled. Oh, you do, don't you, when you've conceded a corner kick?
Good play from Thompson though. Driving at the defender, making life really difficult for him. Putting him under pressure enough to give away the corner kick.
Played down by Petrov at ferocious pace, and Henrik Larsson has scored his second. 2-1 Celtic. 7 minutes played in the second half. It's Larsson again. His 11th and 12th Old Firm goals have Celtic in front. So sharp.
We mentioned the threat at set pieces time and time again. Magnificent delivery from Sylla and Petrov. And that man Larsson again, he's so good in the air, his timing is excellent. And what a powerful header. After Numan's second to the ball driven high into the net, giving Stefan Klos no chance.
It's wonderful timing on the header, isn't it? Because he didn't really put an awful lot into it in terms of physical effort, but it was all timing and it flew in. Mikel Arteta got in the way of it, but there was nothing he could do. He reached up his arm, but he couldn't stop the ball hitting the back of the net. And in it went. Larsson second, Celtic second, and from 1-0 down, now 2-1 ahead. What can Rangers do about it? Neil McCann's cross, and Ronald de Boer! It's 2-2! 2 in a minute at Celtic Park. And what sort of psychological effect will that have on Rangers? Ronald de Boer's 8th goal of the season. And it's square again.
If you want to answer them, that's the way to do it. Momo Sylla be disappointed there. He should have taken the ball out. But Neil McCann, great vision. Ronald de Boer, what a good run. Peeling off Balde. At first I didn't think he was going to make contact with the ball. I thought it was too high, but judged it to perfection. And what a powerful header. Magnificent goal.
Tremendous delivery. Neil McCann has played his part already as a second half sub. And look how much that means to Alec McLeish in the Rangers technical area, because from a psychological point of view, they'd gone 2-1 down, and within a matter of seconds it was back at 2-2. That will give Rangers a big lift.
It'll be interesting now to see how Celtic react. They've been in control for the long periods of this game now. It's a test of character for them. And if Rangers, have they got enough of their lift to get back in the match?
4 goals already, what a game. 54 minutes played. Here's how you take part in man of the match, the numbers. Plenty of contenders so far. Neil Lennon's free kick, floated in for Chris Sutton, gets a flick, in goes Balde! Saved by Stefan Klos.
The threat again from Celtic set pieces. Touch on there from Sutton and Bobo Balde, almost making contact. Stefan Klos again sharp off his line.
Well, this match is being played at a furious pace. It's bound to take its toll. Celtic try for 3-2 with Sylla's cross! Larsson is foiled this time. It took a top save from Stefan Klos just as you were putting your money on 3-2.
Great play from Celtic again. Momo saw a left foot cross, had to defend, but Larsson, far too much space in the ball if you're a Rangers defender in the box, I should say. And a great save from Stefan Klos.
Thompson's cross is nodded behind, another corner kick. The assistant referee's lost his flag on the far side, it's all happening. Celtic's 7th corner kick. Klos has lost it. And McCann back to hook the ball away. Unbelievable stuff at Celtic Park. Never a dull moment. Well, Celtic under Martin O'Neill got the noses in front, but not for long, as Rangers very quickly hit back. Martin O'Neill's 12th Old Firm match. He's won 6 out of 11 so far, 28 months in charge. Arveladze's shot takes a deflection through to Douglas. 2 titles and 4 trophies in all for Martin O'Neill in 2.5 years in charge. They've suffered only 5 league defeats in that time. Chris Sutton holds the ball up. It's the break of the ball off Konterman, but it's lofted in beyond Larsson, and Numan can let that go. Chick.
Yeah, Celtic are going to make another change, Rob. Didier Agathe is giving instruction given to him by Steve Walford. Tell you in a moment to exactly who's coming off. There's Didier Agathe just heading in behind there. Steve Walford having a word with him, tell him what he wants from him in this game, which is still on a knife edge. Tell you exactly who's coming off in a second.
You would imagine it might be a straight swap for Sylla, although if Alan Thompson is struggling for fitness, he could, I suppose, switch him over.
That could happen. Thompson certainly hobbling a little bit, but probably Sylla, I would think, would have want to come off.
You spoke with a great deal of knowledge. Did somebody mention something in your ear by any chance? So Momo to go, we hear, and Didier Agathe to replace him. And a fresh Didier Agathe could cause Rangers some problems. Momo Sylla's first Old Firm match is over. And Didier Agathe to come on. Now Agathe has started only 3 games this season. Twice he's come on as a substitute, and he hasn't really recaptured the sort of sharpness that he's shown in previous seasons. De Boer, scorer of the 4th goal here. Ferguson to Ricksen. Got that away just in time before a crunching challenge from Neil Lennon, which Ricksen didn't like, and reacted with his customary fury.
It's certainly a calling card from Neil Lennon, isn't it? 1 or 2 battles between those two, and Neil showing lots of experience here, just leaving his leg in at the last minute.
Celtic know, of course, that Fernando Ricksen is well capable of being wound up. Free kick taken by him. Arthur Numan didn't catch the shot. It might work out for Arteta. His shot blocked by Balde. Ross to Arveladze. Ross again. And Arteta's shot didn't carry an awful lot of power, but it was expertly guided and it wasn't far away.
It was certainly close again. 2nd time in 2 minutes from Arteta. Ball in the box from Ross, and he had the space. Decent shot, inches off target.
I don't think Rob Douglas was totally sure that this was actually coming through his way, and he went late for it, and it wasn't far away from the post. The right side of the post as far as the Celtic keeper was concerned. He doesn't want to let in another one from Arteta. 8-4 in terms of shots on goal. 2-2 is the scoreline. And it's all getting a little bit heated in the technical area as well as on the pitch and in the tunnel. And Stuart Dougal feels the need to issue some words to Martin O'Neill.
Martin O'Neill's upset there. He thought it was a free kick, a pull from Maurice Ross and Chris Sutton in that challenge. I've got to say, I've got to agree with Martin O'Neill. I thought there was a tug from Ross.
I think the only person in the technical area Stuart Dougal hasn't spoken to so far is Chick. And that's probably only a matter of time as well. No way through for Ricksen. Ferguson to Numan. And on to Neil McCann. That's from McCann again. He's made a good run. It's a good pass. Hooked it way back to the edge of the box and Lennon headed away. Break on for Petrov. Short with the pass for Larsson. That allowed Konterman to intercept. Arveladze nods it back, but nobody there for the knockdown, apart from Larsson. And you saw that one coming, didn't you? Shot to Arveladze, got it wrong. He was trying to make up for it, and it was a pretty crude challenge.
Certainly a Fogler's challenge, there's no doubt about that. It's the wrong side to make the challenge. Larsson, good play from him, cutting across the opponent there, making him bring him down for the free kick.
Arveladze backheeled the ball away as Celtic were waiting to take the free kick. Neil Lennon having words with Stuart Dougal, who now talks to Arveladze. No booking. We'd 4 inside the first 25 minutes. And Maurice Ross would do well to leave the referee to position the ball here. Five in the box for Alan Thompson's delivery. Balde missed it. And so did Didier Agathe. Feels as if we're just catching breath at this stage. It really has been played at the most phenomenal tempo.
It's been fabulous. Martin O'Neill there, he'll be a happy man in lots of ways, but he'll be disappointed in the fact that they couldn't hold on to the lead for any more than a minute or so. I'm sure he feels that if they'd managed to settle down for 5 minutes or so, they'd have been well in control in this match. But great credit to Rangers for hitting back so quick.
Arteta, Larsson, De Boer, the 4 goal scorers so far. Still half an hour left. Anything could happen in the next half hour at Celtic Park. It almost certainly will. Another pulsating live match on a Sunday afternoon from BBC Scotland. These two piling everything in terms of effort into this match. It matters so much. I bet Konterman hasn't done badly since he came on.
He's been very solid so far, taking absolutely no chances. Put the ball out of the park, put it in row Z. They can't score if the ball's in row Z.
That's always been your motto, isn't it? Laursen, Thompson. Too much on that. I wonder whether tiredness is beginning to have its effect on Alan Thompson.
Alan Thompson certainly took a knock earlier in the game as well. He's actually at the Celtic equaliser. Barry Ferguson caught him up just a little bit late on that delicate ankle of his.
Can he preserve his unbeaten record in this fixture? His 5th sampling of the Old Firm match. 2 cup wins, 2 league draws, and Henrik Larsson with a chance, and great goalkeeping from Stefan Klos again. It's not glamorous, but it's so effective from the German keeper. He was so quickly off his line.
Not for the first time. He's so quick, he's got to be today.
Agathe overran it. Numan to Arteta. Now Ricksen. That was intended for Mikel Arteta again, but too heavy with the pass. Possession relinquished by Rangers under no great pressure. Douglas aims for Sutton, and Amoruso won it. De Boer knocks it down.
Offside.
Offside. And impressive again, wasn't he, Stefan Klos?
He's almost like an Olympic sprinter. He's so quick off his line. Great from Larsson again, anticipating the knock-on. And Klos is doing enough.
Sutton holds off Konterman. A rugby handoff sometimes works wonders. Agathe. Sutton again. Takes a tumble, no penalty. Not a chance, I don't think. Long ball from Balde. Sutton knocks it down, and a free kick going against Lorenzo Amoruso.
That's just a little bit soft for me. I think Chris Sutton, lots of credit for backing in, holding on. That's nip and tuck for me.
6 1/2 dozen, wasn't it, between Sutton and Amoruso there, but that's a chance for Celtic to get themselves ahead again. Rangers led 1-0, Celtic led 2-1. Now it's all square at 2-2. Are we due another goal? .66 minutes on the clock. Thompson! It clipped the top of the crossbar, so close.
Great effort from Alan Thompson. Decided exactly what he was going to do, but I think he gives Stephen Klos lots of credit again there. If that had been on target, there's a fair chance he would have got a touch to it. He's right up there. But Thompson's unfortunate.
It's a great delivery that from Thompson. But a yellow card is shown to Stefan Klos. Took too long to take the goal kick, says the referee.
We're just praising him for being so quick as well.
Not with the goal kicks. Valgaeren on the back foot. Takes the safety first option.
If I was Alec McLeish, I think the Boer and Arveladze, we've lost him again for long spells. You've got Caniggia on the bench. Wouldn't be too surprised to see him at some point in the game.
That was the 6th booking of the match. Stefan Klos. And it's 3 each. The match has slowed down a little bit the last few minutes, and it had to, didn't it?
Slowed down to a sprint. It's been incredible. It's a fabulous game.
Will Celtic feel as if the longer this goes on, the greater chance they've got with Rangers' efforts in midweek?
You've got to believe that. I don't think there's any question that Rangers will start to feel the effects a little bit. And if Celtic keep asking questions, eventually they might get an answer.
Good play from Larsson. Fatal push from Arveladze, but gets away with it on Larsson. Flicked on by Arveladze for De Boer. Lovely change of direction, trying to link up with McCann. Valgaeren couldn't afford to hang about. And Lennon. Disappointing distribution from the back by Jos Valgaeren. And the Rangers subs continue their warming up exercises. Two of the over-30s club there in Russell Latapy and Caniggia. Both have a chance of featuring as this game comes to a close, but it's a long way short of that at this stage. Man of the match, you could win a DVD or a shirt signed by your favourite Premier League player if you agree with Sandy's selection. Not trying to put any pressure on them or anything. 0900 10 225. Texting on 07736 600 600. And we'll let you know in the closing minutes of the match. We leave it late these days. We have been known to get it wrong, or not quite right, haven't we?
Stop putting pressure on me now. I've just about made my mind up, believe it or not. So far, but that could change.
We'll get that changed in the last 20 minutes.
There's lots of contenders, lots of good players out there.
Who's in the frame?
Yeah, you've got to look at the guys that scored the goals, haven't you? Certainly De Boer and Henrik Larsson. No question, he's in there somewhere. But we could still get a match winner.
We saw Caniggia and Latapy warming up. I think Rangers about to make a change. And, let you know about it even before it's happened. That's the sort of service we offer. Don't we, Chick?
Well, it's a definite maybe. What's happened is that Alec McLeish and Andy Watson and Jan Wouters have been in a little bit of a debate, and I think they will make a change in a moment or two. It's clearly either going to be Latapy or Caniggia, but I think I'd put more money in Caniggia.
Right, so it's Latapy.
I'll be checking this one.
Not a phrase you often hear. De Boer chasing. But bags of time for Bobo Balde to make up his mind. Sometimes, of course, for him that can be a problem. Konterman to his fellow Dutchman Ronald de Boer. One back by Thompson. Poor clearance from Balde, straight at de Boer, who could make nothing of it. Sutton, Lambert, and Larsson. Lambert again, the link-up man. Maurice Ross under pressure. Did pretty well. Did very well. It's a Rangers throw. Learning a lot, Maurice Ross at the age of 21. And you don't get many hotter atmospheres than this one. Sean Hartson, we hear, might well be coming on for Celtic before too much longer. Celtic will feel they want to win the game and retake top spot in the Premier League. Lambert's pass, Sutton's first touch was a poor one. And Celtic had pushed a lot of bodies forward. Neil McCann is held up by Agathe, that was important. Now Ricksen and Arteta for Arveladze. Good effort and good save, Rob Douglas. Stretched out his left hand and makes up for that early error, which let in Arteta. That was top quality goalkeeping that time to deny Arveladze. De Boer's shimmy. Arteta's cross. Chased by Ricksen. There's Ferguson. De Boer! Deflected, corner kick off Balde. Well struck as well, but good save from Douglas.
Better play from Rangers. First time they've managed a combination of passes. Arveladze eventually getting his shot on target. Rob Douglas got a good left hand to it.
Sylla and Petrov is down just outside the penalty box. Cramp, Sandy, or something more sinister?
I would have thought it would have been a knock more than anything else. But the way that Brian Scott's having a look at him, could be cramp.
Check, what's the Celtic change going to be? Okay, so Caniggia and Hartson are the players about to come on. And still in Petrov, whether he recovers or not, is coming off. And that means, again, from Martin O'Neill, it happens quite a lot. Hartson and Sutton and Larsson all on the pitch at the same time. And that's a real attacking trio for Rangers to try to cope with.
Again, when Hartson comes on, it's another aerial threat. So powerful in the air. Chris Sutton will probably just drop off the front a little bit, but he's very effective when he plays in the hole.
Arteta eyes the penalty box, but it's a poor delivery. Couldn't get it beyond Chris Sutton at the near post. Fernando Ricksen is the long throw man. And for Ronald de Boer. Down for Arteta, off de Boer. And almost a chance for Arveladze. It is back to goal. Arthur Numan, good strike! Chance for Arveladze. He's got it! Rangers are ahead. 15 minutes from time. Shota Arveladze reacted quickest in the 6-yard box and squeezed it home. Goal number 5 of this amazing Old Firm match.
It can only be described as a nightmare for Rob Douglas. Arthur Numan, decent shot, but he spills it, doesn't get there. Arveladze is brave, he's in amongst the 3 Celtic players, got to the ball and forced it over the line. But that one, oh Rab, you've got to hold that.
And it's an Old Firm match to forget for Rob Douglas. It's turned into a nightmare for him. At fault at the first goal, which went through him. And at fault there, as his fumble allowed Shota Arveladze to score his 5th goal of the season and the 5th goal of this match. Chick.
Changes galore down here, Rob. Now, Rangers have shelved the Caniggia replacement at the moment after that goal. In fact, they decided that just before the goal. But Celtic now making another change. Sean Maloney coming on. It's Paul Lambert who will come off. So, Martin O'Neill is going for broke here.
So Sean Maloney on, Paul Lambert off. He gives the armband to Henrik Larsson. Martin O'Neill making a midfield sacrifice and gets a 4th striker on the pitch. Larsson and Sutton and Hartson, and now Sean Maloney, who hasn't started a match this season but did score 10 goals last season, mainly coming off the bench.
Interesting to see where Maloney plays. Certainly a goal scorer, but he might just play off the front again, coming from midfield. Big responsibility. Big responsibility on Neil Lennon now in the middle of the park.
Another little flare-up. Morris Ross involved. Barry Ferguson has words with him, tells him to calm down. We might need 11 men on the pitch, says the skipper.
Chris Sutton is so aggressive. Again, Sutton, you know, he's certainly holding first and foremost and tries to turn the player. And Morris Ross is holding his ground there.
Should that not have been a booking against Chris Sutton?
Well, he's got the free kick, hasn't he? So
is that not a half Nelson?
More like a full Nelson.
Thompson's free kick. Larsson, Hartson's flick. There's Chris Sutton! It's 3-all! The scoring goes on and on. Rangers defended it poorly, and Chris Sutton made them pay.
It's pure defending, set piece again. The Rangers and the chances here to clear the danger. Hartson just a touch. Barry Ferguson there will be disappointed, and Chris Sutton, the right place at the right time. An easy finish for him. Lots of bodies about there, and Konterman just a little bit unfortunate getting dragged forward, but credit to Sutton.
Yeah, Bert Konterman seemed to lose this one in the air, and it was a sharp finish from Sutton, which is Martin O'Neill bouncing again. Maloney's pass. Agathe. Maloney, and the sting taken out of the shot, and good handling by Klos.
I'm disappointed in Diddy Agathe here. He's looking for the penalty kick, but if he stays on his feet, I'm sure he could have collected the ball again. Sean Maloney eventually having the shot.
Thompson to Hartson. Konterman with an unconvincing clearance. Well, Balde unfortunate there. It was casual defending from him. Unfortunate that came off the arm of Arveladze. Here's your last reminder of the man of the match details: 0900 10 225. Texting on 07736 600 600. Every time, Sandy, you think a team's getting their nose in front here, they're pegged back. It's incredible.
It's incredible. It's brilliant to watch. It's great entertainment. I think both sets of players deserve enormous credit for the way they went about things. And both managers as well, because they really have both went for it. great advert for Scottish football.
Now Rangers want to make the change. Caniggia being told what's required of him. Check.
Caniggia's coming on now, as you can see, and it's Ron de Boer who's going to make way for him.
And Chris Sutton back doing some defending for Celtic. Henrik Larsson with John Hartson in the middle. It's beyond him. And Morris Ross can nod that back. Plenty of time for this match to explode again. There have been few quiet moments. Balde, a powerful header. He took one of the Boer out at the same time. McCann made a very quick impact when he came on as sub, setting up De Boer for goal number 4. We've had 2 since then. Here is De Boer. Gets it back from Ricksen. That was intended for Arteta. Lennon quite simply wasn't allowing that through. Hartson stopped by Konterman. Lennon for Larsson. Back goes Amoruso. Still Larsson, he tried to backheel that one for Sean Maloney. It didn't quite come off. Otherwise the teenager might well have been in for the 7th goal of the game. Amoruso defended pretty calmly there. He had to against Larsson. What he did was hold him up. Inviting the run of Ricksen. Pulls it back for Arveladze. No takers on the second ball. Agathe's crossfield pass intercepted by Ross. And it's back with Thompson. That's poor. Numan hits it away. Arveladze got there but couldn't keep it. Maloney. Lennon. Laursen. Konterman away. Well, it's that classic sort of cat and mouse game. Do you push on, do you try and win the game, or do you risk losing it?
I think at the moment Rangers will be quite happy to take a point. Celtic at the team, the substitutions have made them very attack-minded. That could be a yellow.
Well, that's a crazy one, really. I think Morris Ross getting himself involved needlessly, and a booking for him.
Good play from Maloney. He's got there, and Morris Ross, he really didn't time that one properly at all.
Rangers 4-3 up now in bookings, 7 in total, and the bookings just 1 ahead of the goals. 6 already. Ron de Boer got the 4th one, which made it 2-all. He's off now. And Claudio Caniggia to replace him. 4 goals this season for Caniggia from just 4 starts, including a hat-trick against Inferno in one of our live matches. Neil Lennon's delivery into the box. Chris Sutton's there. Free kick.
Celtic are such a threat from set pieces. Every time you get one, you feel there's going to be havoc inside the Rangers' 18-yard box.
Klos' shutout record coming to a shuddering halt. He hasn't lost a league goal since mid-August. Now he's lost 3 in 1 game. But he'll be a lot happier with his performance than Rob Douglas, that's for sure.
There's no question. Klos has played very well. No chance of finding the 3 goals. And he's saved Rangers on 1 or 2 occasions. First-class goalkeeper.
A lot of traffic into the penalty box for Celtic. Balde hits the deck, and Stuart Diggle tells him, get up and get on with it.
it's a 50-50 here, Balde and Lorenzo Amoruso. I don't think there's an awful lot in that. Both players standing on the ground.
It's a man's game. Good pass from Arteta. McCann. And Caniggia couldn't quite get there. Well, he wants to be involved, doesn't he? Alec McLeish, so wholehearted, so committed as a player. And it gets pretty frustrating, doesn't it, Sandy? You know all about the technical area.
Yep, I tell you what, he was really committed as a player. I've got a few cuts in my head to...
Not much hair, but a few cuts.
That, you're right. I'm terrified in case I lose all my hair. I think what Alex saying now is get the ball wide, try and find McCann, try and play in the Celtic half.
Sometimes easier said than done, especially at Celtic Park. The draw, of course, when you look at the league table, keeps Rangers on top. And that's slender one-point advantage, but any advantage for Rangers, as they will feel, is a good one. John Hartson to Didier Agathe. Numan slipped. Well, if John Hartson had kept going, that wasn't a bad ball from Agathe. 4 goals so far this season for Hartson, but he's been a permanent fixture on the substitutes bench. Difficult for him to break up the Sutton Larsson front two. The long ball too long. Nearly 87 minutes played. Celtic 3, Rangers 3. Another old firm classic. Sutton to Thompson. Here's Sutton again. And that's off Thompson and out. And despite our fears for Thompson, he's lasting the pace.
He's played well. He certainly has an injury. He's had it for a period of time, but he's shown real character today. Very dangerous going forward. Great left foot.
Yeah, he's been known to burst the net in this fixture more than once. Getting very close to Claudio Caniggia. Under the bouncing ball, Mikel Arteta. And the decision goes against him. Who's man of the match, Sandy?
Well, there's a few contenders, no doubt about that, but you know me, Rob, I love goal scorers, and that man, Henrik Larsson, 2 fabulous goals today. The first goal alone gets the award for me.
Yeah, terrific finishing from him again. He could have been a hat-trick as well. I think that header that Stefan Klos saved, he might well have expected to have buried. But 2 for Larsson, and 3-all in the first Old Firm match of the season. And it's been top entertainment. I hope you agree. Inside the 89th minute, 3 to be added. So still 3.5 minutes of this to go. In fact, we're about 4.5.
John Hartson there having a moan at the referee, but should go spot on that time. Lorenzo Amoruso showing his body strength, holding him off, and Hartson certainly pushing him.
That optician's armband makes all the difference to it. Caniggia is back heel. We're inside the last minute of regulation time now. 6 goals already. Is there time for another? Arteta to Caniggia. Sutton was there. Lorenzo Amoruso stays back, but Konterman goes forward as Rangers try to put Rap Douglas under more pressure. Arveladze screaming for the short corner. Back to Arteta. Steps into the penalty box, but fired a shot wide.
Corner kick.
Deflected. Corner kick.
I don't think anyone touched this one. It's assistant referee's given it on the stand side. Arteta fires off the shot. It's a mistake.
Didn't look like it. A bonus for Rangers. Can they make the most of it? Is there a twist in the tail? Arteta's corner kick. Didn't reach Caniggia. Sutton was there first. Larsson. Fouled. Picked up by John Robertson.
I'm just watching Martin O'Neill is getting everybody up into the box. All the big guns are there. Laursen, Balde, Valgaeren, Hartson, Sutton. And Larsson still to get there.
Yeah, Larsson's hobbling as well.
I'm sure he'll get there, Rob.
If there's a sniff of a chance of a goal, he'll be there. We're in the 92nd minute. Larsson there. Konterman for Rangers. Now Valgaeren. Plenty of bodies in the box for Celtic. If Agathe can get the ball there. Holds off the challenge from McCann. The cross deflected off Numan. Konterman lofts it up in the air. Back in from Maloney. Konterman again. And back it goes to Stefan Klos. Nothing too sure about the defending. Celtic piling on the pressure in the closing stages.
There's bodies everywhere inside that Rangers 18-yard box, throwing themselves in front of everything to make sure they don't lose the goal.
Larsson's throw, Hartson's flick. Thumps it into the space, downfield. Rap Douglas comes to get it. 30 seconds left of the match. Free kick against Hartson. I think McLeish called for a huge effort from his team after the huge efforts over 2 hours on Thursday night, and hasn't he got it?
Alec will be delighted with the commitment of his team today, as will Martin O'Neill. 22 hard-working players.
The first Old Firm match of the season ends in a draw, and what a draw it's been. 3-3. Henrik Larsson scored twice. Chris Sutton got the third Celtic goal, which was the 6th of the lot. Arteta, De Boer and Arveladze for Rangers. Mikel Arteta had Rangers in front after just 6 minutes. The shot went through Rap Douglas, and Arveladze put Rangers 3-2 ahead in the second half after Douglas had spilled the shot into the 6-yard box. Arveladze reacted quickest, and it looked at that point as if Rangers might win the game. Chris Sutton had other ideas as Rangers dallied in defence. Chris Sutton lashed the ball into the roof of the net, and the 6-goal thriller was over. Stefan Klos beaten 3 times, but still he performed admirably for Rangers. It was a match of short tempers, 7 bookings, a flare-up in the tunnel at half-time, and incredible goal action which keeps Rangers at the top of the league. They keep their 1-point advantage. They said they would be happy with a draw here, and that's just what they've got, and it really has been a phenomenal effort from them considering what they poured into Thursday night at Ibrox. It was ultimately unsuccessful against Žižkov, but they battled for 2 hours there, and they're to reproduce it again here after just 2 rest days. And and there's no doubt which of the two managers will be the happier with the outcome here.